Thanks for joining us today on the first episode of the Nature's Run YouTube channel. My name is Ethan.
And my name is Evelyn.
Today we will, I guess let me start off with why we created the channel. So I just recently finished my Eagle Scout project, and I wanted something else to do with my time, so I decided I wanted to make a YouTube channel on one of my favorite things in life, and that is mountain biking. I'll make another episode soon with why I have the bike that I have, why that I have that bike. But today, Evelyn will be telling you what we're doing.
Okay, so today we will be showing you part of the trail that we have finished and what makes a good trail.
Okay, so this is Pablo. He is our trail dog. He is on the Nature's Run logo. He is a seeing eye puppy. He is a little over a year and a half old now. And Evelyn's got...
I have got Lily, and she is 8 years old, and we've had her. She was also a seeing eye dog, but she unfortunately did not pass. But we did get to keep her, and that's fun. And she is going to be another little trail dog too.
We also have another animal here at the Nature's Run. His name is Pickles. He's a trail kitty. He's actually not here right now, but I'll have a video at the end showing of him playing around in the cabin. But now to the building of the trail today. So we're here at the top of the trail that we think we're going to name the Moss Maze due to the moss that's down all through the trail. Today we're going to be trimming some of the little shrubs and plants and that kind of stuff that's here at the entrance so it doesn't get in the way when we're coming in. So that's one of the things that you can do when you're building a trail is get rid of some of the stuff that would be in the way. We already cleared out most of the things here, like bigger rocks and that kind of stuff, but it is almost full summer. It's the beginning of summer here in Pennsylvania, so the plants are all in bloom. So now we'll go down onto our next feature. So down here is our berm. It needs a little help. It's not the best berm in the world. What happens is when you come down and the lip here is too big and you kind of pop, and then it can get you a little bit off balance. But once you ride it a couple times, you get pretty good at it. So I'm here on Pride Rock, which is what we call this feature. I'm going to show you a clip of me hitting the trail here, and then I'll show you the rest of how we got the trail to this point. Thanks for joining me in today, and don't forget to check out our merch. So now we're on to our next feature here, which is the jump that's made completely out of stone. And what I did was I kind of dug a square for the rock to go into, and then we came in with the tractor and put it in, which you'll see later. In the video, you'll see how we did that. And then if you come down here more with me, we took out all the rocks, we flattened it out. So now it's a nice, smooth, consistent trail. So the trail we had was a four-wheeler trail already, so we wanted to make it a bit smoother into more of like a single track type trail. So we decided we wanted to take all the big rocks out, and we wanted to make the ground more smooth running. So what you see right now is us getting rid of all the big rocks, and also there were these large mounds, and the large mounds, we took the dirt to different places in the trail to fill in different holes. One thing to consider when you're building your trail is where you're going to put things that you're not going to use. So like the huge rocks that we had, we didn't have anywhere we wanted to put them on the trail, so we decided we wanted to use that. We didn't want to use them, so we were going to put them on a pile. So the pile we already had started. It was beside the pole shed over this little bank that none of the trails that we already have go through. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're building a trail. So the next thing you see is us getting rid of this tree. So sometimes a tree or two may be in the way of your trail. Now this tree was already dead, and it was hollow, and ants and pecking birds and all kinds of stuff had already gotten at it. So we decided we were going to pull the tree out. Now we didn't realize how heavy the tree was, because as we started to pull it out, it was popping up the front end of the tractor, as you'll see. After we finished unhooking the tree, we had the jump, the stone jump. We wanted to move it over to the side a little bit because the way it was right now, you would go straight off into the side and it needed moved over. So we hooked up the chain to the rock and we hooked it up to the bucket, and you'll see that we moved it over a little bit so it would be much smoother when you came off and not go into a pile of stuff. I then had some dirt to fill in behind the rock jump to make it a smoother transition onto the rock and off the jump. Then we also had to get rid of the stump a little bit so it wasn't in the way when you come down the trail to the right if you did not want to go off the rock jump. We also wanted to smooth out the ground a little bit more before we did some final work to it. We also wanted to get rid of all the leaves that had built up on the bank there from all the years and all the rocks that were there, because we want to plant some moss over there and maybe some phlox. So it will look much better when you drive by and when you go for a bike ride. I was then doing the finishing touches, getting out the few big rocks that were still in the ground, and I was starting to flatten out the trail for good. I thought that I did the trail good enough until I took it for my first ride, and you'll see how bouncy it was. It was absolutely terrible. It almost threw me over my handlebars a little bit. So I then decided I would go back in and fill in some of the holes that were still there, and I'd try to flatten out that one section where the bumps were. So I eventually managed on doing it, but you'll see I spent a lot of time in that one spot because there was this rock that was really deep down, and I then decided that I was just going to smash it with the hammer and break the end off of it, which eventually did work. And then I filled it back up with the dirt, and then the trail was good to go. You'll see here how much smoother it was when I went for another pass on my bike. The fire. We had a guest here at Nature's Run this weekend. Her name is Katie, and she has been riding the white Rad Rover. Katie, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 10, and I like biking too, and I guess that's it.
What did you think of this bike this weekend?
It was really fast, and it was cool.
What's different about this bike compared to other bikes?
It's electric, and it can go like 35 miles per hour.
Wow, Katie, I don't know if I get mine that fast, but that's pretty crazy. Did you enjoy riding the bike this weekend?
Yes.
Are you going to come back and ride it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you think of the trail? I know you didn't ride it because I scared you when I was riding it, but what did you think about it?
It looked complicated, like big and stuff, and it looked like it kind of like took a long time, but I don't know. It's cool.
So, Katie, you want to tell us what happened in our little incident here today?
Sure. So Ethan was coming down the trail, and I was coming up here for some reason, and he was going like really fast, and then and I was coming there, and then it was like he hit the front tire of this bike, and then we fell down. And I thought I died.
None of us are too hurt. My elbow hurts and her finger hurts, but I think the worst part was my bike actually getting the fork bent, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do now, and I can't ride for a little bit. When I was coming down off the trail, I got into a collision with another bike rider here at Nature's Run. If you look here, the gap is bigger on this bike. These are both the same bike than on this bike, which tells me the fork was actually bent. So I don't know how long it will take me to get a new fork in or how much a new fork will cost. Okay, don't forget to meet me back here next week as we'll be building a berm right here because we desperately need one, because when we come off the jump, we come super fast and then we go usually straight through the flower bed here, which is not too good because eventually my mom will yell at me. But we need to build this berm so we can come around here nice and fast. That's it for today, folks. Thank you.